Welcome, swindlers. I am your DM, Murphy Giller. Now, you might be wondering why I'm here at the intro of the video, because I'm not usually here. Well, tonight's episode is going to be a little bit different. You see, I'm not in control. The player characters are. Now, you might say, a dungeon master giving up control? That's weird. I haven't given up all control. I still control the descriptions. I still control what's going on slightly, just not the story. I will describe the scenes. I will make referee calls. I will do that, but nothing further. Everything else is up to them. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because the events in this episode and the next few episodes are so important to the world of Ictharian that they need to shape it. It needs to be their choices that make this outcome, for it will shape the very fabric of space and time in the world. Now, I will let you know it is epic and it is interesting. So buckle up and enjoy this ride, for this is the next episode of Who's on First. Welcome, swindlers, to Booze on First. Now, you guys saw the intro video, or actually heard it for the podcast listeners. It's going to be an interesting episode this week. I'll go over some ground rules after the introductions and the recap, but as of right now, let's start off with who's with me today. Rachel, Maeve Schlosser. Sorry about that, Maeve.
No worries.
And who are you playing?
I'm playing Vari Pending, half-elf bard.
Drinking? Something fancy,
drinking
probably.
for now. Oh, probably. I'm thinking, I don't know. I think I'm going to go open that bottle of red in a minute.
Ooh. And Matthew Yandel.
What's up, guys? I'm Matt, playing Nerd Maladroit and drinking Bold Rock hard cider, as I tend to do.
Do you drink anything else?
Because
for 20 episodes.
I literally have one drink a week, and that is when I play with you guys.
Oh, cool.
I'm on a not super strict diet for, the gym and getting back in shape and stuff, so...
Summer bod?
I allow myself the thing.
And then we have Kevin Weaver.
Hey everyone, I play Tanith Briggs, and I am also drinking some red wine.
Oh, nice. I am not drinking this week because I am super sick with the flu. And you'll also notice that Casey Dye isn't with us right now. He will be joining us hopefully later. He had issues at school and is still there. So, we understand and are there for him because he's...
So does that mean we can do things to his character and his character just won't care or retaliate?
Well, if history shows us on this podcast, yes. Yes, you can.
Because when the character is here, they just become unconscious unexplainably.
That's what happened to Drogon last time. He's super probably sick, though, from being unconscious for so long. Like, he definitely needs to...
Yeah, we fed him, or he was fed, I think, nothing but gems, and...
Yeah.
I don't think that's...
Well, he also got a memory potion.
Yeah, he got a memory potion via enema.
Or elixir.
I don't think a memory potion is part of a complete breakfast.
Yeah.
True story.
Kevin, since Casey isn't here this week, would you mind doing the recap?
Last time on Booze on First.
It's like he's here.
everybody was busy fighting the demon Argosius, the Baylor, and he was finally defeated, but not in time for the Civil War to be stopped. The elves and the gnomes had started the Civil War, and I think first shots were being fired when we left off.
Yep. So I'm gonna go. Thank you for that. But I'm gonna go over some ground rules because tonight I am not going to be in control of the story. I will be providing prescriptions. God, I'm high on meds, guys. This is gonna be interesting. I am providing descriptions. I will provide NPC content, but there are some rules. You have to follow the basic guidelines of our universe and of D&D. So I'll referee. You can't just do something without a reason or logic behind certain things. You'll still have to roll. I'm not going to tell you what you have to roll. That's up to you guys. And there are 3 NPC characters that you cannot kill, mainly because they way outclass you in level. But that would be Afkiel, Mary, and Bork. Afkiel, Mary, and Bork. Bork just doesn't out level you, but he's my baby. So, other than that, you have free reign in this world. So, good luck. I will start it off with the description of where we left off, and then have at it. So you guys were by the windows, and you moved out onto the balcony, which overlooks the Bay of Dragons, and you see the 300 ships on each side. Mind you, the Bay of Dragons is about 10 miles wide, so it's filled with ships, and you just see flaming trebuchet shot going back and forth from different ships. You see them approaching each other. 2 ships are at point blank range, firing at each other and just destroying each other. So you see Mary's face drain of color and go white, and hear her say, "My gods." Well, that was a very manly voice for her. "My gods." And then, good luck. What do you do?
Oh man.
Oh no, the war has started.
Very good. Very point of fact. I like it. It's up to you guys, huh?
We should probably try to stop this.
What?
Oh, are you capable of hearing us, mate?
No, I can't hear what's going on. Hold on, I'm gonna. Apparently, I'm having issues too. I'm gonna disconnect, reconnect.
It's all good. So Matthew, what do you do in the meantime?
Not much of anything.
No?
I'm supposed to have a logical reason for any of my actions, so I'm incapable of doing that.
No, I didn't say that. No, I didn't mean it that way. I mean that. I mean that it has to fall within like physics and like you can do whatever.
Oh, so bouncing fireballs.
No, okay, that was.
I knew that was going to come up.
You are gonna. Ooh, oh.
I'll throw shade forever. You can't stop me.
Oh no,
The only
not
thing
all
you
the
keep
shade.
me off the podcast.
No, but you can do whatever you want. It just has to fall within the rules of D&D as far as, like, you can't just blow up a ship without there being a fireball headed towards it or doing things.
Ah, okay.
And that opens up a whole new spectrum of ideas for Matthew.
Yeah, the only thing I meant by logic was basically you can't violate, you can't be gods. You can just...
Okay.
the
I was going to
story.
question the wording on that.
Yeah. Jesus. I got home and my cat was extra snuggly, so I spoiled it rotten with petting and now there's hair everywhere and I just got some. But so I suppose because this isn't really relevant or necessary for Mabe to hear or understand happening, Nur excitedly exclaims, "Looks like a party!" and just start launching firebolts into the air
Oh god.
from each hand.
So like Cinco de Mayo.
Yes, exactly like that, or the stereotypical or cliche thought of firing off 6 shooters in each hand, but they're firebolts.
Okay. Do you do you do anything other than just fire off fireballs?
You notice that I am starting to lose interest in not doing damage, and that my firebolts are slowly aiming towards each side of the different ships. So they're slowly lowering from straight up to at people.
Oh god.
Hey guys, sorry I had to jump off.
So the only thing you've missed
It's
May,
fine.
was that I clarify you can do whatever you want. You just can't violate the rules of D&D or be God. So you can't just like snap something out of existence because your character wouldn't be able to do that. So you can tell the story however
Dan.
you want or go whichever way you want and throw things at me. That's fine. I have to do NPC conversation for you, so whatever you ask the NPCs, I have to answer. I have to give descriptions to whatever you're doing if you ask it. But other than that, go ahead. Oh, and Matt was starting to fire fireballs off into the sky, and then they were slowly lowering towards the ships.
Oh well, that's a reasonable thing.
Okay.
If you will.
Yeah. So what do you do?
Reasonable enough.
Probably discourage him from firing any further fireballs.
Do you want it? Nope. I'm not intervening. I'm letting you
How
do whatever you want.
convincing are you?
Maybe you guys need to
Actually,
make a roll
can
for that.
I think that's a persuasion roll.
Yeah.
Is that a persuasion roll? I think it is.
It's up to you guys.
Sure, I'm gonna persuade you. Let's see. I love how
Or
you give us.
we could make it interesting. We could make it deception. Try to make him seem in his interest to stop firing.
Ooh.
Well, it would be in your interest to stop firing. That's not a deception check.
It's difficult to trick me into thinking that it's
His interests and our interests are two different things.
Yes, entirely.
Okay, well I
Convincing
can.
me is what my interest would be.
All I
Or
want
just-
to do is if you do deception, I want to hear you how you deceive him. I want to hear that RP.
The lie necessary. It doesn't take much. It can be a very simple lie.
Okay, I'm going to roll a deception check. Here we go.
11.
Oh well, that's not great.
What does deception fall under?
Charisma.
Charisma?
What's your charisma, Matt?
My charisma is at a +4 modifier, so 18 total.
Yeah, that's not gonna do it. Or it could. It's up to you guys.
I'm going to tell him that he needs to stop firing fireballs into the sky, or he'll hurt all the cloud unicorns, and they'll be very upset with him.
You see the just because the description was so awesome, you see Nur, like his lower lips puckering like he's about to cry, and he's very sad. He profusely or very adamantly starts apologizing to the sky.
Okay, let's hear that.
I think we need to hear the apology.
Yeah, in his voice.
I refuse.
You refuse. Okay. That's your privy. So, continue. What do you do?
Empress, what do you wish us to do?
Well, I would appreciate it if you stopped the civil war. I am going to send for Afkiel for the Marines and see if they can help. She's
Okay, so
kind of
let's go get the
flustered.
Marines, shall we?
Sure.
No, you see a fire in Nur's eyes that you've never seen before, and he's like, "Yes, of course, the ultimate consequence or the ultimate fix. Nobody can fight if no one's left to fight." And then you see him attempting to power up spells and
Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
or summoning power to seemingly turn on both sides.
Oh dear.
Can I put Nur in the bag of holding temporarily in order to neutralize the threat?
No, we've been over this.
I welcome the challenge.
No, that was no.
I can assure you I won't be succeeding any grappling checks against you. I have a negative modifier for strength.
Okay, so I'm going to grapple with Nur.
Okay, here we go again.
I don't even know. What do I even roll?
Strength check.
I was gonna say animal handling.
Oh, you could do that. That would be hilarious.
Oh.
Well, I could roll animal handling. What should I roll?
It's up to you guys.
I'm gonna roll animal handling.
Oh,
no.
critical failure.
Oh.
So what happened?
I'd probably get put in the bag of holding myself.
Nur?
We'll do this. I've stopped. She's successfully distracted me from attempting to blow up everything in the world. He attempts to, in response, DDT her upon the deck for such insolence.
Well, damn.
Oh, damn.
We're gonna miss. I'm gonna.
That
Nur
was a
jumps up to
5 for
DDT
those
her and just
listening at
gets
home.
and busts his ass on the deck.
He did what?
I said, Nur jumps up because he's smaller. I'm assuming. Jumps up to DDT her, whiffs completely, and just busts his ass on the deck. Knocks the breath out.
So basically, you both ran at each other and hit your foreheads together and both fell to the ground. It's kind of like you're both on the ground.
Potentially, yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, pretty much.
Afkiel says, "What are you doing?"
I'm going to tell
I refuse
Afkiel
to answer as I've been knocked
that
unconscious.
we are performing a courting ritual from our land.
Oh, I've heard of these. Do you also place a memory potion in one's anal sphincter? Isn't that the custom?
That's a very different what's it called?
That's a very different ritual.
Yes, a very different ritual.
Oh. You people are weird.
Yes, I'm aware.
Yes, indeed.
So, what do? Do you go after the Marines, or are you gonna... What?
We need to summon the Marines.
I want to go after the Marines, that's for sure.
At least we have one logical person on your team.
I just met you guys. I'm staying out of this whole issue.
Yeah, you're basically like sitting over there with Afkiel, like, what the fuck? So, Afkiel says, "Follow me."
Okay, I follow Afkiel out of the room.
I'll go too.
I will follow my favorite warrior mage as well.
He rapidly runs down the hallway at basically a breakneck sprint. Mary has is following behind you, but you see her veer off to the left, and she shouts, "I'm going to the throne room to summon the War Council. And she says, "I'll catch up with you," and disappears down the hallway. Athkiel says, "Keep running." So you're running, and it's a couple turns, a few hallways. You hear impacts and can feel the juddering as there's just basically trebuchets and fireballs and just things hitting into the city.
Are these impacts actually hitting the castle, or is
No.
it just
So
more like
the palace is
shrapnel?
about 2 miles away from the actual bay. Um, you aren't close enough yet for things to start happening. But you do hear screaming and the sounds of war. Um, Abigail turns down one last hallway and slams two massive doors open. You see a bunch of elves in really elegant red armor, and there's gnomes there as well. And they're all decked out in red and blue armor, and they have.
I'm assuming these are the Marines.
Yes, they have these awesome scythes, and at the end of each scythe is what seems to be an electrified ball. So you can see that it's basically almost like an energy weapon. You can feel magical energy radiating off of each weapon, and you can tell each of the Marines is highly trained. And Adkiel goes,
Marines, you have been summoned by the Empress. We go to war.
"What do you do?"
Do I notice the Marines mobilizing?
Oh yeah, they're it's basically like a firehouse. They're all going crazy, putting on their helms, gathering their weapons, getting into line and formation. Behind you
I-
can see the main entrance of the palace. So,
I turn to Athgiel and say, "How is this situation going to be handled?
How is this
Elves
shit
and gnomes fighting against elves and gnomes. How are you going to be perceived as handling this fairly?"
The Marines are dedicated only to one person, and that would be the Empress. They will follow her orders, and by extension, because of your royal seal, your orders as well. You are in command of us all.
Nerd slowly builds to a full cackle, from a giggle to just maniacal laughter, and and then just cuts it off short very seriously, and asks politely to borrow the seal.
I don't know if I want to hit. I don't know.
I ignore the request and say, "Is there any area that requires our attention specifically? Any area of intense conflict?"
Well, I mean, I have just as much information as you do. We were both on the balcony together.
Touche.
Just making sure you saw everything I saw. Maybe you perceived something I didn't.
I don't know. I can roll a perception check if you would like me to.
Roll that.
That's a weird way
check.
to put it, but okay.
I got a 17. So, does that meet your DC?
Um,
Well, I mean, as a seasoned tactician, wouldn't Athkiel have
with a
noticed
17?
more than we would,
Fuck yeah.
regardless?
But I'm asking you guys because I rolled the perception check for the character. You guys have to tell me whether or not it works.
It totally
I
works.
think that's
You're
necessary.
super perceptive.
Yeah, I think that's high enough.
Okay. So Abkiel says,
Well, I would suggest we get to your ships immediately and have some of the Marines enter into the Imperium of Man and the Bahamut Glory and attempt to stop the attacks. Also, I would recommend the marketplace. There are many civilians there, and it would be good to evacuate the civilian population to try and save them. As many lives as possible. Furthermore, tactically arming the walls would be a good plan around the entire city, just in case the Dreadlord plans to use this precise moment to attack.
Okay, so we can send effectively 3 forces, right?
Yes.
So we send 1 force to the ships, we send 1 force to the walls, we send 1 force to handle evacuation proceedings.
The walls specifically, just to clarify, the walls are on the opposite side, not near the bay. They're defending from the land side of Alenia.
Okay,
Are
so
you going to split the party up? Each one of you commanding a different regiment?
well, I would say, I mean, theoretically, since attack from the land thing, I might put a generally smaller force on the wall.
Okay.
Ranking general. Or maybe not. I don't know. Really have any tactical experience whatsoever. I don't know if, I mean, assuming the Marines are this really well-trained fighting force, can't they mostly handle their own business?
I mean, is that conversation, was that a
Party?
question directed at Afkiel?
I don't know. I was just talking into the air.
I mean,
I would think that having the Marines handle the infighting would be the most important thing at the moment. Have them focus on that while we take care of the secondary things like the wall, the marketplace. I assume
But
a
if we need to be in a
marketplace would be
position-
on the way to the wall, usually being in kind of the center of town. And as we're going to the wall, we can pass by the marketplace.
But if we need to force some sort of negotiations quickly, shouldn't we be down personally where the opposing forces are? Like us personally? Because with the seal, we rate as decision makers.
but is the seal going to have any effect?
Yeah, they're basically infighting, so
Well, that's fair.
their respect for one another isn't necessarily that high
It's up to
holding.
you guys. How you solve this situation is up to you. I've simply put the Civil War in front of you guys. You just have to come up with how it's done. Or not solve it altogether. It's up to you. It's not that easy, is it?
Mm-mm. You know, I kind of want to go to the wall. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Are you looking to Nur to be helpful?
Well, I was hoping.
I think she was more
Wait,
asking
I mean,
player character. What?
I mean, I realize that my hope may have been misguided.
the most helpful Nur will ever be, as you just point him at things to destroy. He will be happy, and he will be helping.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna suggest maybe then that you go to the evacuation efforts, but perhaps the wall. What do you think?
I think if you two wanted to head to the wall, I could meet you there while I detour to the marketplace.
I think that's reasonable.
While we have the Marines focus on the
infighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seeing as how there are people from both sides there, and they serve the Empress, so.
As long as we can trust them.
Afkiel
Like, Afkiel might be way too optimistic.
Afkiel turns and says, "They have sworn a blood oath over magic. They couldn't disobey the Empress if they wanted to."
Well, we swore a
Well,
blood
no,
oath.
that's taken care
We
of.
swore a blood oath over a mirror, and none of us are dead yet.
Did
Oh,
you
dear.
happen to say Bloody Mary? So,
Okay,
Afkiel goes-
I'm comfortable leaving them then. I
Afkiel
think we can.
says, What are your orders, milady, mistress, or milady and milords?
I say have the Marines focus on the infighting. We will handle the evacuation efforts in the wall.
Do you wish to say any like encouraging things to the Marines? You're basically in command of an entire army right now.
Great job, guys. Don't die.
Yeah, she stole my line.
May Bahamut be with you.
May Bahamut be with you. Like that. Good luck, guys. Don't die. Yes, just as the great General Patton once said. Okay.
Oh boy.
Abkiel turns in a quick about face and says, Marines, to the bay. Stop the infighting at all costs. Where would you like me? You hear the Marines, or you see the Marines. They all take their fist, extend it straight outward, hit their chest, and extend it back out, and go, for Alenia.
I thought that was going to go in a very different direction, so
Hail.
I'm glad it went the way it did.
Yeah.
Well, Casey isn't here, so the fisting couldn't have gone, but so were I.
Oh.
Don't mind me. I love him.
I think he needs to drink as soon as he signs on for that.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
I think as soon as he signs on, he needs to take a drink for that.
For the burn that you were unaware of, you salute.
So, ironically enough, in the Facebook chat that I had with him about him being late, he literally says, and this sounds so sexual, so wrong, and I even said it, but it says, if I don't, have a punishment prepared for me, and also please know I wouldn't miss unless I had no choice. I genuinely take this seriously. I responded with, oh my god, that sounds so sexual. So, punishment prepared. Yeah, what happened, by the way, with Brock Hush? You guys just, like, glazed over that whole part.
you glazed over Brock Hush, huh?
Oh, God. Should I keep a running
I
tally?
look around and Tana says, "Where's Brock?"
You know, you're very good at memorizing people's names for never having been introduced to them. Like, you still haven't done introductions.
Oh well. It's the
wait,
the
no,
heat
I'm
of
wrong.
of
I'm
all
wrong.
those battles.
You did do
In the
introductions.
notice that Mary Quinn sent to me, she included the names and classes of all the characters and gave a physical description, so I don't know who was who.
Ooh, that's very good.
Nice.
Very good. I couldn't have done it better myself. Very good. So, the Marines have shuffled off their mortal coil, as it were, towards the battling. Afkiel is standing there awaiting your orders.
FKL, I think you should come with me so we can both handle the evacuation of the marketplace while
While the somewhat less professional pair will head to the wall.
It's very, very courteous of you to include yourself in that description.
Okay. So, who wants to go first? Who do you want to go first? The somewhat less courteous pair, or shall Kevin go first?
roll off.
Yeah, I mean it's up to you guys.
D20?
Yeah.
D20, but Matt, I think I'm going to let you roll because of my 2.
I got a 16.
A 16 versus Matt's 11. So, sorry, Kevin. Wait, you never decided what the higher one means.
High roll goes first.
Okay, that works.
Okay, so Kevin, you and Afkiel sprint out the front doors of the palace, which, by the way, are super elegant and just carved with these elegant, like
basically portraits and landscapes of dragons and the founding of the elven race and the gnomish peace accords and beautiful stained glass. And all made
Is
out
this
of
indoors
real-
or outdoors?
Outdoors. You're in the main.
Oh.
You're at the main entrance of the palace.
Oh, okay.
So basically, you guys ran down to where the Marine barracks would be, which is just outside of the palace, or just outside of the the keep. Now you're at the main entrance of the palace, which is where the wall, the small, fucking yeah, the inner wall of the palace-like area is. So you've gone out that gate, and those gates are just massive. They're about 10 feet thick of just white marble. So, what do you do?
FKL, you lead the way to the marketplace.
Very well, my lord. He sprints in his full regalia down, and you see that he's now in possession of two scythes. And they're smaller. They're not the full tall scythe that the normal Marine has, but they're two scythes, each holding half of the royal seal. And they, on his collar, kind of like stormtroopers, if you've ever seen the play Star Wars in this movie, in this universe, the play Star Wars.
I was not aware of the existence of such a thing.
Oh, maybe they don't have it in the Imperium of Man. But basically, a pauldron is on his left shoulder that is gold, and it indicates that he is the captain of the guard. And you run to the marketplace. Shit's on fire. Buildings are collapsing. You have an incoming firebolt at you that you both gracefully dodge. And you reach the marketplace, and it is just chaos.
FKL, is there a place where we can take people to keep them safe?
Yes, we can evacuate them to the main keep at the palace. We just have to spread the word. You take that side, I take that side.
Okay.
So, how do you start evacuating people?
I'm gonna start trying to find everybody I can and try to get them to head towards the castle. I think that would be a persuasion.
Okay, up to you.
What does everyone else think? Persuasion?
Yeah.
Potentially, if they're not, I mean, if they need to be swayed, yeah, go for it. And the only reason it would be anything else is potentially if you were trying to be deceitful, or
Well, I'm thinking just like trying to get the point across over the mass wave of panic.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because I mean, would people really need to be swayed to leave an area that's
Hold on, guys.
under
one second.
fire?
Oh, sorry. Continue.
Well, my first idea where I was like under attack and on fire would just be to run in any general direction. I'm
Oh,
trying
what?
to get them to head in a specific direction.
I suppose. Well, yeah, to head in a specific direction would be persuasion, but potentially, depending on your argument, the DM could say whether depending on the wording of your argument and your presentation, the DM could say whether or not you have a bonus to succeed, the advantage roll or something.
Well, that's not my job this time. That's up to you guys.
True.
I would be going to the people in the marketplace and saying, head towards the keep. It is safe. We have a contingency there to protect you.
Contingency, it sounds like basically what Trump's plan is when he gets kicked out of office, the contingency. To like, kill everyone.
Sorry. That was a random thought that occurred to me. But yeah.
I'm gonna roll a persuasion on that.
Do you have advantage?
I sure hope so, because that was not a good roll.
Sure.
I got with my bonus, I have a 12 on my first roll.
Okay. Most of them, I guess, listen to you and start running towards the palace, but there's still some stragglers that are just like, and this is gonna be horrible, but it's a perfect description. You know that the picture of that poor woman that died from the cancer caused by the 9/11 stuff? But you know that image of her where she's just standing in there? It's an African American woman, and she's just standing in the dust, horrified and shocked, and doesn't know where to go or what to do. That's kind of what some of the civilians are, covered in ash and like shit's on fire, chaos. They just don't know what to do. So
Who likes shit on fire in this day and age?
You.
I mean,
Firebolt. You try to blow up. You try to do firebolt inside the ship.
yeah.
no, I was attempting a pun, as in feces, not.
That's so funny.
Not like a general word for objects or items.
So you're saying that some of the people kind of need to be snapped out of their.
Their shock, if you will.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're in shock.
I am going to try to intimidate them out of their shock.
Sure.
15 plus 2 plus. Okay, unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20. Okay, so.
So I'm going to say, get to the keep now before I kill you myself. Hurry!
Jesus Christ!
That was pretty intimidating.
That escalated so quickly. So,
But I imagine that a shock of that would be enough to get them to start moving.
yeah, and some of them, oh, okay, yeah, okay, and start running.
Sure thing, bud.
Sure thing, right away, sir. And, you see Abkiel succeeding on the left side of the marketplace. Do you...
Just a quick, did he actually happen to hear that?
No, he's too busy at this point.
Okay, good.
Evacuating civilians and...
I will deny that ever happened.
However, does anything else happen that I need to describe while you're at the marketplace? Other than civilians?
Is there the token screaming child lost in the chaos?
Yeah.
Okay, I will.
Oh yeah,
I will,
I'm adding sound effects this week to this episode and all future episodes, so I'm totally gonna find a crying child and add it in with it.
Oh no.
Can I pick up the crying child and just hand it to the nearest person running towards the keep?
He just hands the child to a random possible pedophile. Like,
I didn't think about it, but yes, that was my idea.
Hey, you look like you like kids. On the Ew.
I'm gonna run I'm gonna roll an insight check to try to hand it to a trustworthy person.
okay.
Oh my.
A 19 plus insight is wisdom. Another unnatural 20.
So to clarify, you are currently... What's that sound? Someone eating? Or jingling keys? Matt?
Oh no, not me this time. No, you know how much I like to jingle keys on the.
Yeah, I mean, they're usually your favorite thing. They're shiny. But to clarify, Kevin, you are rolling an insight check to ensure an insight check for pedophilia.
I was going to say just trustworthy in general, but apparently it's become to make sure somebody's not a pedophile. Yes.
Okay, so I never have ever heard of this role in D&D. It's the first. Okay, cool.
Heard it first here, folks.
Yeah, insight for pedophilia.
Oh
Is that
dear.
like where they have to inform you on the internet? Like they have to come knock on your door, knock, knock, knock. I'm a sex offender. Like,
I think that's what they have to do. I have not experienced that or
I'm not
undergone
one.
it.
I'm not one personally, so I wouldn't know. But yeah. So go ahead. You got a unnatural 20, you said?
Yes. I pick up the child and turn to the nearest person and run towards the keep and say, "Here, take this child with you. I trust you."
Furious, what are you doing? Where is your mother? We'll find her. Don't worry. We've got this. And they run off.
And I hope that was not one of the people that I had to intimidate to get them to move, because
No,
then that would just be awkward.
At this point, people have left. Yeah. I don't think the people that you intimidated will really remember what you said. Like.
Okay, that's probably for the best.
Yeah. But yeah. Anything else happen at the marketplace?
Is there anything else that I notice going on that needs my attention?
You see bodies all over the place, both gnomish and elf. You see some just brawls, of just people fighting in the streets now, because things have spilled out onto the street.
I will try to separate the fighting parties and get them to move towards the palace.
Okay. Is there a role you want to do for that?
I'm gonna say strength, just to physically overcome them both.
Okay.
Oh dear, that's a 6.
I don't know what your punishment should be, so it's up to you.
I say my character takes a punch to the face and gets knocked back.
Okay. Askiel sees you're struggling with this fighting pair and runs over and slaps both of them in the face. Let me see. For a strength
Like
check.
Three Stooges style, or one at a time?
One at a time. That's an 18 plus. We're rolling on advantage, right? Does FKL get advantage, Kevin?
Oh, I didn't know if we were rolling with advantage.
Still a terrible roll.
Yeah.
But FKL rolls an unnatural 20 then. Well, he rolled an 18, but plus advantage. So,
Oh wait, are you talking about advantage or modifiers?
no, I'm just talking about advantage on this roll.
Isn't advantage rolling twice?
Is it rolling?
We're not rolling with advantage for me is rolling twice.
That's a 30 then.
Oh.
He slaps the shit out of him.
You don't add them together. You just like roll once and
Oh, the higher of the two, right?
yeah, you do the higher of
Well,
the
then
two.
18. So,
Okay, so 18 plus strength modifier if he's plus any proficiency.
that is
Or it wouldn't be proficiency, but
a 29.
Jesus. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he slaps the fuck out of him. So, okay. It gives you a little bit of insight into how strong Abkiel actually is. But, okay. As Benedict Cumberbatch said with Star Trek Into Darkness, shall we begin? Is that what he says? Shall we begin? Yes, something like that. Is there anything
I don't
else you want to do?
I think we have accomplished our mission. Should make our way to the wall to meet the others.
Okay. Head on towards the wall, and we're going to cutscene. We're gonna actually end this episode right here for right now. So, guys, I hope you liked our interesting format tonight. It's still gonna be going on next week.
Matt, Rachel, Kevin, anything you want to say? Did you like it?
Well, I mean, it definitely took, I want to say getting used to.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, just because, I mean, I don't think any of us have been in a position to make some of those calls before, but it's always
It's
been an
kind of
interesting way.
forcing us to put a stronger emphasis on role play,
Yeah.
which I think is a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely is. Matt?
Yeah, I dig it, I suppose.
And we never did check on Brock, so we should probably do that at some point.
Yeah. We
Just find his unconscious body in the throne room.
we have
I drew a
some.
mustache on him, stuffed him in a closet.
Oh, God. You didn't RP that. Nope. That's retconning.
That's half of Jigglypuff's skill set. So
Which Jigglypuff is a bard. So, oh my God, I just realized Jigglypuff is the bard.
Jigglypuff is totally the bard.
Okay,
a really
so
bad one if people fall asleep.
yeah.
No, Jigglypuff is multi-class bard, 19 levels of bard, 1 level of barbarian for the rage.
Yeah. I like it. So, I'm gonna give a shout out here to a fellow podcast, Strangelings. It hasn't come out yet, or by now it will have, because this is the future. They they all have supported Booze on First, and they all want to join us. And one of them says glowing reviews of us. And I want to do a shout out right now to John. Thanks for liking us, and thanks for the invite to Strangelings along with your DM. And I appreciate it.
A crossover might be in order.
Yeah, we were talking about that, so it could be interesting here in the future. You can find me on Twitter at BoozeOnFirstDND. Kevin, you are what on Twitter?
I am at KevBW309. That's KEVBW309 on Twitter.
Maeve, do you have a Twitter? Maeve? I think she died. Matt, do you have a Twitter?
Us old people aren't keeping up with the new fandangled technologies.
Oh, yeah, okay. So you can find our podcast on iTunes, SoundCloud, and YouTube, and we appreciate any likes or comments or reviews that you leave for us. It really helps out our podcast and helps us bring you more content. Content, not content. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We'll see you next time on Booze on First. Keep on swindling, guys.